Ho ho, boardies! Welcome to Borderline Games. I'm Gareth, and this is Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair, and this is episode 12. So Byakuya is dead, and Nagito is the killer, but not really. Well, he tried to kill him, but failed. It's complicated. Anyway, let's carry on. So Nagito confesses to killing Byakuya, but then we realise that actually he was unable to stab him, so someone else killed him. Someone under the floorboards, presumably, but why would he then try and convince us for quite a long time that he was the killer when he knew full well that he wasn't? Anyway, let's carry on and find out what's going on. Oh, class trial suspended.
Well now.
Now then, the class trial has reached its climax, but... Okay, here's a question for you. What's this? To those of you who figured out who it is, how about you try out the Guess the Killer challenge? Whoever fails to guess the right killer will have their save data melt away like butter. But if you guess right, I'll reward you with $10 billion! 10 billion? Of course, for those of you who don't know who the killer is, you can just continue on.
Then, what are you gonna do?
Left. Oh. B, guess the killer challenge. I don't have a B. Okay. Or can I save it here? Okay. So, left mouse button killer... No. Left mouse button continue on. B. So we're going to press B. There's no way you'll be able to guess who the killer is.
And of course, there's no $10 billion either.
You're so evil!
Oh, okay. It was a trick. Yep. That's funny. Trial resume. Resume. Trial resume.
Mon ami, and my heart is throbbing like crazy right now. The group's leader, Byakuya, got killed. And his killer is among this group of students? No, I'm not gonna believe it. I'll never believe it. 'Cause I believe in everyone.
Oh, she's so sweet.
So do your best.
Why is she wearing a nappy?
Don't forget to save regularly.
Okay.
Well, what now? If the knife isn't the murder weapon, there's no definitive proof that I'm the killer.
Shut up! We'll be the judge of that.
You say you were shoved away, but you can't actually prove it, right?
That's right. Even if a different weapon was used, it does not mean Nagito has been cleared of suspicion.
But there's another reason why I don't think Nagito is the killer.
There's still more?
Based on what we've discussed, Byakuya was killed under the table, right? Is there something wrong with that? Well, even if that's true, I feel Nagito looks, clean.
Oh yeah, no blood.
Never complimented me on my appearance before. Not even my own mother.
Really?
I'm not talking about your
That's a bit sad. Why does Mikan think Nagito looks clean? No blood.
I see!
I got it!
Are you trying to say something like, why didn't Nagito have any bloodstains on him?
Yes, that's it. Because under the table, there was a lot of blood splattered everywhere. There were even bloodstains on the inside of the tablecloth. If he stabbed Byakuya to death, it's strange he did not get splattered with an appropriate amount of blood.
I didn't get any blood on me? That is weird.
You just used something to block the blood, didn't you?
Something that might have been used to block the blood splatter. What do you think it could have been? I guess we did see something I could have used. Isn't that right, Hajime?
Oh yeah, there was a cloth, wasn't there? In the storage room? There, this.
I can prove it with this. You're talking about the bloodstained tablecloth we found in the storage room, right?
If there are bloodstains on it, that settles it. Nagito used the tablecloth to block the blood splatter.
But that was found in the storage room, right? Are you suggesting he hid it there after the murder?
You mean after the lights came back on? What would he have done if we'd seen him?
That's true. The tablecloth was pretty big. So even if you tried to hide it and take it with you,
Wearing a tablecloth, going under the table, getting a knife in a blackout, and stabbing someone. That's not just impossible for someone like me. Wouldn't it also be impossible for you guys too?
then what does it mean?
It means that someone under the floorboards hit them.
Maybe. The killer didn't necessarily stab Byakuya under the table.
Huh?
No, there's no mistake that the murder occurred under that table.
Such an evil voice.
The tablecloth was bloody, so there's no denying Byakuya was killed there. But that doesn't mean where Byakuya got stabbed and where the killer did the stabbing are the same, right? I don't understand at all!
The place where Byakuya got stabbed and where the killer did the stabbing are different.
Huh? Hajime, you look like you're onto something.
Really? But it sounds like a riddle. I feel like I'm onto something, but it's still not clear what that is.
We know.
Under the table, but not under the table. If it's somehow possible, it's the only way that makes sense. Moving forward, we should put aside all unnecessary preconceptions and just choose the answer. I think.
In scenes where you have to figure out important words, the improved Hangman's Gambit will occur. The goal is to line up the right letters in order so it reveals a key word related to the incident in question. Improved Hangman's Gambit is like a little puzzle game. Various letters will be flying across the screen in all directions. There are 2 rules you must remember. If 2 different letters clash, you will take damage. If 2 of the same letters clash, they will fuse. You must make 2 of the same letters clash while you try not to let 2 different letters Okay. That is what's most important. In order to do that, you've been given a technique to catch and release. When you move the reticle with the mouse and press the right mouse button while it's on top of a letter, you can snatch the letter like a vacuum. This is what it means to catch the letter. However, you can only catch 1 letter at a time, so please be careful. When you press the right mouse button, while you have a letter caught, you can shoot it where your cursor is aiming. This is how you release the letter. With catch and release, you can change the position of the letters and hit letters into each other. Make sure you hit the same letters so you can fuse them. The fused letters will freeze and get bigger. By pressing the right mouse button, you can blow it up and erase it from the field. This is called firing the letters. Catch and release with the right mouse button, and after you fuse them, fire with the right mouse button. Okay? That's a whole lot of right mouse buttons. However, if you just erase letters, you won't be able to clear the game. Ultimately, the main goal of improved Hangman's Gambit is completing the key word. Display the question with the tab key and figure out what keyword will answer that question. About lining up the keyword, instead of pressing the right mouse button to fire the letters, please press the left mouse button. If that happens at the same time the letter blows up, it will be sent to the keyword list. Oh god, okay. If a sent letter is correct, it will fit in the keyword list. If not, the influence gauge will take damage. You must write the keyword in order based on the flying letters. Please think about the completed word. Also, if you leave a fused letter alone for a while, it will just blow up on its own. In that case, it will still damage you, so please be very careful. It took so long to explain it, but do you understand it now? Not really, if I'm honest. If you press the escape key during the scene, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and most importantly, have fun. The place Byakuya got stabbed and the place where the killer did the stabbing aren't the same. Using those words as a clue, I should have put aside my preconceptions and tried to think about it. Under the floor or something, right? Something is coming to me. Just a little bit more. I have a feeling I can see something. Okay. The improved Hangman's Gambit. Okay, so I've got to find ones that match. No. Oh. Okay, if it's under the floor. Oops. Okay. Okay. So we need an N. What is this? N. Oops. So we need an R. Are there R's? No. Oops. Okay. Oops. Pressing the wrong things all the time. Not that. Need a H? Okay, good. Under the... Oops. Under the... O's? Oh my god. Another O. Under the floor. Boom! Jesus, that's much harder than the other Hangman, but better. That is better. That's more fun.
I got it! The killer must have stabbed Byakuya from under the floorboards.
Under the floorboards?
Don't be so crazy.
The floorboards in the old building are full of gaps, and there was no carpet laid out under the table. If they stuck the weapon
Under the table.
they could have stabbed Byakuya to death.
If so, that means the killer was able to get under the floorboards. Where? And how?
I don't know that yet, but I have a feeling there's someone here who does know.
That's right, if I remember correctly, one person here should know how to get under the floorboards. Gundam.
You're the only one! Hey, Gundam. You dropped your earring in the dining hall, right?
Please don't let it be Gundam, he's my favourite.
Are you referring to the Hellhound earring?
About that earring.
I said, are you referring to the Hellhound earring?
About that Hellhound earring. You dropped it beneath the floorboard, right?
Ah, there it is. I have found it! Truly that is the Hellhound earring! It seems God exists for my benefit. I see. Good for you. However, how do I recover it? I cannot fit my arm through this opening. Were I to use a tool, it would probably not reach either.
Just a bit longer and I would have reduced everything, including that old building, to ashes. However, it's just as the old legend said. The Hellhound earring has returned to its owner, to me!
Is it safe to say
Me!
that earring is the one hanging from your right ear? Huh? Could it be? Gundam wasn't wearing an earring during the investigation. And if he had it on by the time the class trial began, then that means Gundam was able to retrieve his earring from beneath the floorboards during the investigation.
So, Gundam knows how to get under the floorboards.
It's understandable. After all, you fools only... But I am
Oops.
different.
I didn't mean to do that.
Four of my 4 dark devas of destruction. It is of no concern.
Have we got... Regulations? No. After all, you fools only view the world through eyes of glass. Okay, cool. That's what he said.
Truly, this is the evil 4th eye. Before the might of the evil 4th eye, all visual chaos is rendered asunder.
What should I do? I'm embarrassed just listening to him.
Oh! Man up and speak more clearly!
Fine, I shall tell you all. The answer was in the storage room.
Oh.
One of
Yeah,
my
we didn't
4
bother to
dark
go
devas
past
of
those
destruction,
boxes.
Mirage Golden Hawk, Jumpy, has seen beyond the chaos. A secret passage of doom leading to the underground lurks beneath a large assortment of random boxes. After securing a lighter from the supermarket, I threw caution to the wind and ventured below the floorboards. And as a result of that lonesome battle, I was able to recover the Hellhound earring with my own 2 hands.
Talks like Usopp.
Tremble with fear, fools! Behold my power!
There he goes blabbing about power and crap. You're ridiculous. You're just a breeder, you know. Anyway, it sounds like you can go under the floorboards from the storage room. And that has to be how the killer did it. If the space beneath the floor is empty, it's not that far to move from the storage room to the dining hall.
I see. If they passed through the storage room, I understand why the tablecloth was put there.
The killer lurked under the floorboards during the party, and from there, stab, stab, stab!
Are you sure?
You don't like stab, stab, stab? Should it sound more fleshy, like...
No, I'm not talking about your sound effects. You're saying they snuck under the floorboards, but that means they would have had to leave the party, right? So, was there anyone who was able to do that?
Then whoever wasn't at the party is the killer. They must be the one who was waiting under the floorboards. Who wasn't at the party again? I didn't participate, but I was guarding the entrance, remember? Monami over there can be my witness, right? Yes! This Monami over here is your witness!
And she was a witness to Gundam.
This matter further, but
So Gundam can't be the killer,
able to leave the bathroom.
I think.
I was in the kitchen for a long time, but I frequently went to the dining hall to deliver my dishes.
The only person who wasn't at the party... Judging from the photo I took before the blackout,
Was what's his name?
obviously has to be him.
Fuyuhiko.
Yay! It's decided!
What the fuck are
saying. I'm not the killer.
Oh, really? What happened to the tough guy who was saying stuff like,
I can do it. Don't mess with me. I'll fucking kill you.
see? You're
Is he secretly not part of the Yakuza?
Yep, that's right. Things are starting to get exciting.
Good news! You're now allowed to use the silencer. You can use the silencer with the right mouse button as many times as you want. When you use the silencer, you can shoot down the white noise. Also, when you shoot down the white noise, your time limit will increase a little. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease, so aim carefully when you're using the silencer. Well, yeah, so she was actually witness to him not able to get into... because they need to be able to get into the storage room in order to get under the floorboards, so he couldn't have been the one. Oh, but if the difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. In that case, you'll still be able to use the silencer, but it'll be somewhat pointless. However, if you feel like doing a little bang bang, you can use it to your heart's content. Bang 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 bang. If you press the escape key during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Make your argument. Her account, right?
During the party, the killer was lurking under the floor like a cockroach.
They could have stared at panties all day. Without going to the storage room in the dark.
Is that true, Fuyuhiko?
Don't act like I'm the fucking killer.
But when the party started, nobody saw you, you know? That means you have no alibi.
Alright. Jack Hughes!
No, that's wrong.
Break.
No, Fuyuhiko definitely has an alibi. Isn't that right, Chiaki?
Oh, you're right.
Oh, I forgot about that, yeah. What happened? Fuyuhiko.
Oh yeah. What are you doing here? All alone at a place like this?
I'm standing guard so Monokuma doesn't come inside.
Heh. How diligent of you.
I saw Fuyuhiko after the party started. There's no way he could have been waiting under the floor before then.
You should have said that earlier, dumbass.
It's still your fault. Like, why were you even lurking around the old building in the first place?
Shut up.
Maybe there really is a secret passage to go under the floorboards from outside, and he came to spy.
But they looked around the whole building, I think.
What'd you say, motherfucker?
Oh no!
Wow, he got chewed out, but he looks super happy.
Regardless, it's impossible to go under the floorboards from outside. Chiaki and I already confirmed that.
Then someone definitely went under the floorboards through the storage room during the party. During the party? It was probably during the blackout. Well, if someone disappeared during the blackout, no one would have noticed.
But walking down that dark hallway to the storage room is like trying to make Eggs Benedict without any eggs.
You're right. I couldn't even see the office in that darkness, and that room was much closer.
But is it really impossible? It might be better if we examine that possibility a little bit more.
A little bit more. It goes a little bit like this.
It was super dark, you know? There's no way you'd be able to find your way to the storage room.
But I can't stop thinking about it. I feel like there's something I overlooked. For clarity's sake, once again.
Appears we're getting close to the final stage. The blackened or the spotless? Which is superior? I think it's time to settle this.
Alright. Be any more creepy? Okay. What is it we're talking
The
about?
hallway was really dark during the blackout. Moving to the storage room like that is like making a seafood bowl without fish.
Is it really not possible?
What if they used a string like the cord?
Maybe there was another pair of night vision goggles?
Oops.
What a pain. I'm gonna go with my gut. What if they used a light?
A light.
It definitely sounds impossible.
Killer's method for moving in the dark might be what the that one person suggested. If so, I might be able to prove it.
The hallway was really dark during the blackout. Moving to the storage room like that. It's like making a seafood bowl without fish.
Is it really not possible?
Is there something on the kitchen equipment list that
What if they used
lit
a
up?
string like the cord?
Maybe there was another pair of night vision goggles?
What a pain. I'm gonna go with my gut. What if they used a light?
Something lit up. Jaggery! Jaggery! Instead of a jacuzzi, you know?
The killer had a light with him.
Oh, I was right? But where could they have found a light?
There was one nearby for sure. See? It's written on the kitchen's equipment list.
Oh, it was. All the dangerous equipment that could be potential weapons was confiscated by a Byakuya. Apparently there's an iron plate for barbecue and a portable stove for cooking hot pots. Oh, that lights up maybe. 20 forks, 20 knives, 20 spoons, 5 iron skewers, 3 frying pans, 20 wine glasses. There are also iron plates for barbecue and even a portable stove for cooking hot pots. Iron plates and a portable stove. I do recall seeing them on the shelf over there. The kitchen seems to be well kept. There should be no problems using it.
It's the portable stove.
Portable stove?
The portable stove isn't powered by electricity, and it's also small enough to carry around. So, the killer used the portable stove to move from the hallway to the storage room during the blackout.
I see. I never considered the portable stove. But there's a hole in your argument.
Huh?
A hole? What kind of hole? It would be great.
Gross.
Explain it to me in
Gross, 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 gross.
Oh, I wasn't making a perverted joke or anything. It's really not a perverted joke. I'm serious.
Okay.
Repeating yourself just makes it even more suspicious.
Now then, Hajime, will you battle against me? No, that's wrong.
Okay.
Will you be able to break through my argument?
What does he mean battle? It sounds like he's enjoying a game or something. Damn it, there's no way I'm going to lose against someone like him. Dumba dumba didda dumba dumba dum. Okay. I don't know what
Did
to
you
use.
forget what Kazuichi said earlier? He said the hall was too dark to see the office. The light from the stove that you mentioned. It contradicts his testimony. Or are you intentionally doubting his testimony?
Assuming the portable stove was used as a light source contradicts Kazuichi's testimony. I don't think what Kazuichi said is wrong. I guess for now I should offer a rebuttal.
Did you forget what Kazuichi said earlier? He said the hall was too dark to see the office. The light from the stove that you mentioned. It contradicts his testimony. Or
Oh.
are you intentionally doubting his testimony?
Fire door.
I can't back down!
What? Dual swords? What? What happened then? Just a little bit more and I can draw something out next time.
Did you forget what Kazuichi said?
Fire door.
He said the hall was too dark to see the office. The light from the stove that you mentioned. It contradicts his testimony. Or are you intentionally doubting his testimony?
Assuming the portable stove was used as a light source contradicts Kazuichi's testimony. I don't think that what Kazuichi said is wrong. I guess for now I should offer a rebuttal.
Did you forget what Kazuichi
Okay.
said earlier?
We've got this,
He
come
said
on.
the hall was too dark to see the office. The light from the stove that you mentioned. It contradicts his testimony. Or are you intentionally doubting his testimony?
I can't back down!
What?
Did
Why
you
isn't that working?
Kazuichi said earlier?
Oops.
He said the hall was too dark to see the office. The light from the stove that you mentioned. It contradicts his testimony. Or are you intentionally doubting his testimony?
I'm so confused here.
Did you forget what Kazuichi said earlier? He said the hall was too dark to see the office. The light from the stove that you mentioned. It contradicts his testimony. Or are you intentionally doubting his testimony?
Okay, so what am I supposed to do here?
Did you forget what Kazuichi said earlier? He said the hall was too dark to see the office. The light from the stove that you mentioned. It contradicts his testimony. Or are you intentionally doubting his testimony? Did you forget what Kazuichi said earlier? He said the hall was too dark to see the office. The light from the stove that you mentioned. It contradicts his testimony. Or are you intentionally doubting his testimony?
Okay, boom, got it.
Did you forget
This is
what
clearly a
Kazuichi
skill
said
issue.
earlier?
I feel like I'm doing the right
He
thing,
said
but
the hall was too dark to see the office. The light from the stove that you mentioned. It contradicts his testimony. Or are you intentionally doubting his testimony?
I can't back down!
okay now. Ooh, okay.
I don't doubt what Kazuichi said. What are you trying to say?
The reason Kazuichi couldn't was because the hallway was dark, right? So if a light was shining in such a
There you
dark
go.
hallway...
Oops. Such meager hope, there's no way I can let you win.
Crap!
Damn it, it looks like I screwed up. I need to think about this again.
The reason Kazuichi couldn't was because the hallway was dark, right? So if a light was shining in such a dark hallway, wouldn't Kazuichi have seen it?
No.
Allow me to cut through those
J'accuse! At last.
Nagito, did you forget? Or are you just pretending you forgot?
Huh? What are you talking about?
There should have been a wall that blocked light.
The
I'm
fire
talking about
doors.
the fire
That's
door in
right.
the hallway. If you close it, it would form a perfect wall in the hallway. Plus, the hallway rounds a corner just beyond the fire door. So even if there was a small
This is
gap,
crazy. This is the first case. It's going on for so long. It's the third episode on this case.
See, you actually noticed the fire door. Oh, you still don't remember your talent, do you?
who cares about that right now?
Nagito, what are you plotting? For someone who insists he's not the killer, you are quite nosy.
You sound so scary. If you're that angry, why don't you take a deep breath?
You sure like to piss us off. How about I shut your fucking mouth for you?
He's always so angry.
Hey, it's okay if you guys fight, but I won't allow a burly brawl that might offend people. More importantly, can you hurry up and decide who's the blackened already? Time runs out when I get bored.
Fine, I get it. You're telling me to pass the torch, right?
Pass the torch?
We're going to ask the real killer, not an imposter like me, to show themselves.
You're obviously the killer, right?
If you think I am, I really don't mind. Whatever conclusion you ultimates arrive at, I will accept it, no matter what it is.
So you're telling me to call out the real killer? Even though I really don't know, I really don't want to condemn that person, but there's no other way, right? The person who used the hallways fire door as cover and used the portable stove to move in the dark. And snuck under the floorboards to stab Byakuya to death using the glowing paint as a mark. So the only killer I can think of is you, and only you. Well, it was in the kitchen, so does that mean it has to be Teru? I like Teru, even though he's really creepy.
You're the only one!
He's an interesting character.
Teru. Could it be you? Huh? What? What are you talking about?
He was just in the middle of combing his hair.
Is that true?
What are you talking about? There's no way! Of course, that's
There's no way.
So if you have an objection, please speak freely. Objection or not, why am I being treated like the killer?
I don't know, why are you?
The stove used in the murder came from the kitchen. That's it? That's the only reason you're treating me like a killer? Isn't that a little drastic? You're cruel. Cruel. Too cruel.
Teru. That attitude is so not like you. For the ultimate cook to get so upset.
Call me chef.
If you fall to aspersions like this, who will be there to support the future of the culinary arts?
The future of the culinary arts?
That's right. For the future of the culinary arts, you must face this and fight it fair and square.
You're right. Yeah, that's totally right.
What on earth?
So, what's an aspersion anyway? Is it yummy?
Did you know asbestos is yummy too? You should try some later.
Nagito, why are you interfering?
Let's assume that the killer used a light, and that they used the fire door to mask that light, and that they moved to the storage room and snuck under the floorboards. Then what? It's dark under the floorboards too. So how would they be able to stab Byakuya? You're not gonna say they shined the light on Byakuya, right? The plan would have been ruined if he noticed.
That's right. What do you think about that?
There's no way you can answer, right? You personally haven't investigated what's beneath the floorboards.
If that's the case, then Gundam should know. He actually went under the floorboards.
No. Unfortunately, there was nothing related to the incident under the floorboards. The only thing I found was a strange liquid shining in the darkness, near where Byakuya's blood was dripping.
What? A shining liquid in the dark?
You don't think that's related, Gundam?
That sounds super important!
Way to bury the lead.
If there was a shining mark like that, they would have been able to move to it in the dark, right?
And in doing so, it might have been possible for them to use that mark to target the victim.
The victim was targeted by a mark. Okay. Would it have been... Oh, is the knife glowing? Is it?
I can prove it with this.
I got it.
The mark you're talking about is the glowing paint that was applied to the knife.
Yes.
Ah, by using the glowing paint as a target, they were able to judge where to stab even in the dark.
I see. The killer didn't target an actual person. They just struck the moment the glowing paint moved.
That would be the moment someone grabbed a hold of the knife.
So, the killer used the mark that I prepared for finding the knife as a mark for stabbing. I see. That's why Byakuya got killed when he took the knife.
But if they were able to
It all makes sense now.
does that mean the killer knew about Nagito's plan all along?
Well, Teru!
Seriously? I don't know anything. Really, I don't know anything at all.
Then can I ask everyone a question instead?
You again? Just stop already!
Now. We should give everyone a fair opportunity to speak.
If Teru is the killer, That would mean he went to the storage room during the blackout. And just what did Ibuki hear during the blackout?
Ah! Don't step on my feet!
What the hell? What's going on here? This is...
Ow!
Turn the damn lights on! I can't eat like this, you know!
You guys? Where are you? Wasn't
Oh, he was there?
just in the kitchen?
She heard Teru's voice in the dining hall.
Unless someone's doing a good impression.
Doesn't that prove Teru was in the dining hall during the blackout?
That's right! That's exactly it!
But Teru was in the kitchen the moment the blackout occurred, right? So, why was he in the dining hall?
I thought the blackout was only in the kitchen, so I panicked and ran out of there. Of course, the hallway was dark too, but somehow I managed to move along the wall toward everyone's voices.
Well, it's not that far to move along the wall from the kitchen to the dining hall.
That sounds fishy.
If I remember correctly, you can tell when a person is lying by licking. So, if you want, you should try licking me.
No way! You look But I heard Teru's voice in the dining hall! Ibuki swears on her honor!
That's right. Teru was in the dining hall.
Is that
not
like an
the
ultimate
storage room,
impressionist?
Which means he's not the killer.
Oh my god, we're going round in circles. What's going to happen next? Who is the killer? Is it Teru? Is it Nagito? Is it somebody else? Find out next time on Borderline Games. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a good evening. Bye bye.